What we have here is a Kenmore dryer. It's made by Whirpool Corporation. The problem is that it's plugged in, there's power to it, but it will not start. This video is for diagnosing that the dryer won't start for beginners. This is a gas dryer, but the electric ones have the similar test procedure. First thing we want to do is check the circuit breaker or fuse in the electrical panel and or the ground fault circuit interrupter to see if it is connected to one, that it is not tripped. This dryer has been pulled out, but there is a light on here. You can see that there is power to the extension cord here, and it will not start. So I'm going to show you the test procedure on the back of the machine. You'll have to pull it out. And this happens to be a gas dryer, so you may have to turn the gas valve off and disconnect the gas line. I tried to operate the dryer on the timer on time dry and on auto, and it wouldn't work. So the next thing you need to do is unplug the dryer. It's absolutely essential that you have it unplugged. Next, we're going to take off all these screws here, remove the back panel. It's advisable that you wear a pair of work gloves while doing this, because some of these edges can be a little on the sharp side. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take a continuity tester, which happens to be nothing more than a light. And if you don't have one of these, at the end of the video I will show you how to make one out of a flashlight and about 10 cents worth of wire. Some multimeters have a setting on them that gives you an audible beep when there is continuity. That means that electricity is flowing through it. So what we're going to do is make sure that the unit is unplugged. We're going to test these limit switches here to make sure that those are closed, because your dryer will not work unless these are in the closed position. And this tells the dryer to turn the heat on and off. There is another one on the bottom here. And this is what we're going to look for, is our thermal fuse. And as you can see, there is no continuity going through that. This is our bad part here, and I'll show you how to take that off and replace it. Just two wires on there. Just simply pull the two wires off. There's one screw that holds it in, and it just pulls out. To make sure that you get the right part, since there's many of them that look very similar, you want to come down here in the front and obtain your model number, which is right here. Go to Sears Parts Direct, put in that model number. Even if you did not purchase the appliance from Sears, it'll come up with a exploded diagram and all the parts that are available for this particular dryer. This thermal fuse also happens to have the part number written on the unit itself. If you're really price conscious on purchasing one of these, you can take the part numbers that you obtained from Sears Parts Direct and put them in eBay and Amazon, and most likely you'll find them cheaper. However, this is a safety device, and many times the ones on Amazon or eBay may or may not be genuine factory parts, and many times they are copies made in China, which can sometimes be suspect to their quality control, and it's a choice that you have to make. I obtained a brand new thermal fuse. We'll go ahead and install this, and I will show you that it is good. There's a small hook on the end that slides in the slot, falls in. Take and replace our screw. Reconnect our wires. Reinstall the back. And we're ready to test it out. Got it back together. Now we'll take and plug it in and try it out. Dryer's working. The problem was there was too much lint built up in the exhaust, and it overheated and it melted this thermal fuse, and that will make sure that doesn't keep running and burn your house down. I suggest you get one of these brushes, and every 6 months or so clean out the lint, and your dryer should work fine. This is a very short video on how to use a continuity tester and how to make one of your own with a flashlight and a piece of phone line, which can be bought at a hardware store for about 10 cents a foot. And what we have here is a commercial one. You can purchase these for about $7. What we're going to do is connect this thermal fuse up to see if it's any good, and there's no electricity flowing through it. If it was good, it would light up like this. Here is a brand new one, and as you can see, this is good. So I'll show you how to make one for about 10 cents. First off, we'll take this this phone line, and there's 4 little wires in here. We'll take and discard that. And of these 4 wires, just open it up, scissors, place it over the insulation, and then pull back, and it'll strip the insulation down. You want about a couple inches on the one end, and on the other end we're just going to do it like a ½ an inch. We'll do that on 2 of the wires. Next, we'll unscrew the back of a flashlight. It's the batteries down there. This is on the outside. We'll wrap the stripped wire around the back. Now this other one, we'll take and tie it into a little knot here. Place that on the back of the battery. Take and twist the wire around the back here, and we'll make a little knot on there. We'll put that on the back of the battery. Hold it with our finger. If we touch the two wires together, the light lights up. So then we know that this is acting as a switch, and we can take our part here and double check that. Once again, we'll unscrew the back. Take our wire, strip back a couple inches, about a ½ inch on the front. And this is the conductive material on the side here. What we're going to want to do is fold this in half. Place it contact there. To hold it in place, we'll take a small piece of paperboard here and wedge it in the side to hold it in there. Take our other wire with the knotted end. We'll place that on the battery, and when we touch these together, it should light up. We get that in there a little better. So that's how you can make a continuity tester out of one of these smaller battery operated flashlights.